Aliko Dangote invited the leadership of the House of Reps to his refinery in Lagos to protest and debunk the lies and the marketing coming from the Tinubu administration. It was reported that while they were there, they conducted an in-house laboratory test of imported petroleum products, comparing it to the ones refined at Dangote refinery. The results were shocking. Diesel bought in many filling stations across the country all tested above 1000 ppm, while the one that was refined in Dangote refinery tested 77 ppm. Even the flashpoint from Dangote refinery diesel tested about 96, while the imported ones tested 26. So it means that the one refined in Dangote refinery is of high grade. In fact, it can be compared to Euro V standard or even higher than that. The issue of high sulfur content in imported petroleum products in Nigeria didn't start today. In fact, in 2021, Premium Times did an exclusive report on it. Even before this time, kerosene used to explode in Nigeria. So it was necessary for Dangote to debunk the statement of the CEO of Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed.
Well, just like you rightly asked, there are a lot of concerns about supply of petroleum products nationwide, and the claims by some media houses that we're trying to scuttle Dangote refinery. That is not so. Dangote refinery is still in the pre-commissioning stage. It has not been licensed yet. We haven't licensed them yet. They are still in pre-commissioning. I think they're about 45% completion rather. So we cannot rely heavily on one refinery to feed the nation, because the Dangote is requesting that we should suspend or stop all importation of petroleum products, especially AGO and jet fuel, and direct all marketers to the refinery. That is not good for the nation in terms of energy security, and that is not good for markets because of monopoly. So in terms of quality, currently the AGO quality in terms of sulfur is the lowest as far as West African requirement of 50 ppm. Dangote refinery, as well as some modular refineries like Walter Smith's refinery, RD refinery, they're producing between 650 to 1,200 ppm. So in terms of quality, their quality is much, much inferior to the imported quality.
Seriously, this is very wrong. This can be coming from a representative of the government. How can this man be demarketing a Nigerian business when the government always says that Nigerians should buy locally made products? Now, this man is openly telling the world that a Nigerian product is inferior. If a government representative is saying this about a Nigerian product, what will foreigners say? Because a government representative is supposed to be marketing his country, all the products, everything about his country is supposed to be marketing it to the world. No matter how people feel about Dangote, yes, he might have enjoyed government patronage, he might have acted in a monopolistic way in many sectors he has invested in, but a Nigerian businessman like Dangote, who invested $20 billion in a refinery, doesn't deserve this. If this can happen to a Nigerian citizen, what will happen to a foreigner? Everyone operating in the Nigerian environment is expected to bribe officials in order to get favorable treatments or be treated equally like every other person. You can't spend all your profits on bribing officials when they are supposed to simply do their jobs and not intimidate people into bribing them. Remember that this same thing happened to Air Peace. He said that officials frustrated him for more than 7 years. They did all this to a Nigerian airline in favor of foreign airlines. So you can understand what is happening. It's not about mocking Dangote. Hey, this is karma hitting you. This is payback time. No. This can happen to anyone. If he's talking about monopoly alone, it's understandable that monopoly is dangerous in a capitalist economy. But how can he be talking about monopoly when we have scarce foreign exchange to deal with? The combined capacity of state-owned refineries of about 450,000 barrels per day. These refineries have been comatose for the better part of 30 years. Yes, since the mid-90s, Nigeria has been importing petroleum products. And now, someone who happens to be a Nigerian citizen invested $20 billion of his personal money and loans from financial institutions to set up one of the biggest refineries in the world. And here we are, officials that are supposed to make sure that this refinery starts working so that Nigeria will stop depending on imported petroleum products. But no, they are busy sabotaging him and demarketing his refinery. You see, some time ago when Dangote said that a cabal is bent on stopping his refinery from taking off, you can see it playing out before everyone's eyes. The cabal is not just abroad, they are also at home in Nigeria. They want to continue that fraud called petroleum subsidy. They know they can't subsidize petrol sold and refined in Nigeria. They can't do that. How much was diesel being sold in Nigeria before Dangote diesel hit the Nigerian market? It was being sold from between 1,700 to 1,800 naira per liter. But when diesel from Dangote hit the market, the price dropped drastically. And it proved that imported diesel is much more expensive than locally refined one. Of course, it is common sense. Something that is manufactured here must be cheaper than imported one. Well, it also depends on the product. But members of the cabal are not happy about it. That's why they've been frustrating Dangote, from refusing him crude oil supply to the NNPC failing to pay up for their 20% stake, which Dangote himself announced that it has reduced to 7%. So you can see they do not want petroleum products importation to stop in Nigeria because of all the fraud surrounding the petrol subsidy payments, and they all benefit from it. They never account for it. They never tell Nigerians, this is the volume of importation, this is the amount that was paid to subsidize them. No. Everything is opaque and not transparent. So as you can see, these people are working against Nigerian-owned businesses at the detriment of Nigerians. On the other hand, they are working for foreign-based businesses to make sure that they stay afloat, to make sure that their workers never lose their employment. While at home in Nigeria, many foreign multinationals have left, many Nigerian-owned businesses have closed down. As a result, many Nigerians have lost their jobs. So why employ people who are actively sabotaging and working against your interest? So this is not just about Dangote. Yesterday it was Air Peace, tomorrow who knows who it will be. Having people who are working against your interest in leadership positions is very dangerous for the Nigerian people. They say they are paying for petrol subsidy because of all the taxes, import duty, and all the costs associated with imported products, and someone says no. Just bring your trucks to Dangote refinery and leave the petrol at a reduced cost, lower than imported one. But they said no, they want to continue the importation. So this should be very clear to Nigerians. It's not about Dangote. Dangote has continued to criticize the policies of the Tinubu administration. Many feel it is politics. Why didn't he say anything during Buhari's administration? But the situations and circumstances are not the same. Buhari didn't devalue the Naira by more than 200% like the Tinubu administration did. Buhari also did not float the Naira. Naira was exchanging at a fixed rate. At least the official rate was fixed. That was why we didn't experience a high food inflation, which is about 40% today. So you can see, someone who didn't criticize the Buhari administration at the time can criticize the current administration because the circumstances have changed. Just like the upcoming massive protest in the north, many people always dismiss them and say, where were they when Buhari was in power? Why didn't they criticize the government? And now we have a southern president, they simply found their voice. No, it's not about south or north. It's about Nigeria's economy, and the circumstances are different. Yes, if you think it's about the south, you are wrong. It is simply about members of the cabal. If you're not a member, if you're not inside, you cannot be given a political office position. You cannot be given anything. Otherwise, what are people actually gaining to be shouting southern presidency that it must be protected, that they must allow them to spend 8 years? If Northerners did the mistake during Buhari's administration, why should you do the same mistake? If you are criticizing them for not coming out to protest against Buhari, for not criticizing openly like the South did, why are you not criticizing the current presidency? So you want to replicate what they did. Two wrongs cannot make a right. When people criticize them for the wrongs they are doing, they will shift the narrative and tell you, they are coming for Southern presidency. They've had their turn. They don't want us to take our turn. As if the current turn, you are gaining anything from it. When it was Buhari's turn, his people never gained anything from it. Look at the kidnapping going on in his community in the Northwest region. So everything should be done based on national interest. The interest of everyone, not the interest of the cabal or a few people. When you see people working in the same interest with you, you have to make friends with them. You have to drop all your biases, all your prejudices. They have to become your friends for the moment. That's how you win. That's how the lives of politicians are different. They don't have permanent enemies. They don't have permanent friends. Whatever they want to achieve it through anybody, whether the person has been an enemy or not. They will just make a proposal to the person. Are you going to work for me? Let's work together and achieve this. That's how to be progressive. So if Nigerians want to achieve a better country, they have to unite. Unite with everyone that has the same objective with you. Yes, if you see people with like minds, you have to join together. Instead of looking at them and saying, because of your past, because of what you did in the past, because of what you did that time, this and that, we will not work together. You are working against your own interests once you make that decision. Thanks for watching.